The leadership team in particular, the COO, Lucy Gibson, Linda Penn, the CEO, and myself always make a point of visiting at least 100 stores a year. And we've done this for the last 6 years. It allows us to intimately understand our staff. It allows us to make assumptions around their skill levels, and it allows us to understand the modalities in which they best learn. Because of that prior knowledge and the fact that our boss is very big on being connected to store staff, I came at this with an understanding of what training I needed to develop in order for that to be successful. They love video, they don't want to read a lot, they need to have things that make them laugh so that they remember, and it needs to be brief. They need to be told why. They'll love it, they'll want to do it. So what we did was I created a 20 module training platform, which sounds a lot, but it wasn't, because each module was less than 30 seconds. And everything that they learnt was 3-phased. The first 6 modules was about why. It was all informational. And it was, why are we doing this? Why do we have a digital product passport? What does this mean for me? How does it impact my life? What does it mean for the rest of the business, and how is it going to grow sales? So the whole 6 modules was explaining about the concept of RFID technology, the digital passport, and then why we were going to do it as a business, which was meant to help their life. The next series of modules was instructional. So it was how to turn it on, how to get the tiles up on your software, how to scan and code your tags so that it was readable, how to cycle count, how to receive stock, how to locate stock. And then the last module was around, once you've done the count, what does this mean on the iPad? How to check for inventory that's lost, how to press approve for the adjustment, and what does it mean if an invoice hasn't been processed? So all that housekeeping stuff. We sent out the module, they completed it within 3 weeks before we turned up in the store, and then we reinforced what they learnt by doing it with them. So the project team, we did the train the trainer concept, where we trained all our area managers, but we would also assist them. And then we reinforced by going in and doing tag up parties. And they love the tag up parties. So it was full days of tagging, full days of counting, and just showing them everything that they could do with this device that would help them in their day. In fact, we'd propose scenarios. So we have a big thing called a 20% off day. And we will have floods of boxes that come into the store that they don't have time to unpack to put on the shelves. And when the lineup's happening and people are coming into the store to purchase, they could take the gun and actually sell from the box. That blew their mind, because they knew they weren't going to miss a sale at all. So that was that whole training piece and getting them on board. And so far it's been a success, because the amount of frequently asked questions or the amount of phone calls after we've left didn't happen. So yeah, it's been quite a journey, but a really successful rollout. So this year was all focused on rollout. Last year we obviously did the elevator pitch with the suppliers, got them on board and started switching on in China. This year was all about the people and the staff. We began in February and we finished in September, and that was 100 stores. So we got half the network done. We completed Victoria first and Tasmania. We then moved on to South Australia. We then moved on to Western Australia and switched on a warehouse at the same time. So brought all the stock over from the Eastern Seaboard and created a new warehouse. And then we did the biggest schoolwear stores in New South Wales, which are in the Sydney region. And that's all we did, because our boss which appropriately so, has a really big rule about it. When it's sales season, we only do sales. So then the next 100 stores, which is up in the Queensland and Northern New South Wales sector, will be completed actually by June next year. So we'll start that off in March and finish in June. So a predicted 3.5-year project will now be completed in 2. Just tag it. Just tag it. That's where it starts. Everything else will flow.
Oh my God, yes. I can't live without it. Yes, for sure.
The other thing I want to let you in on a secret is that if you start tagging now and you have your stock RFID enabled and you really want to start future-proofing your business, it'll allow you to bring in AI technology. If you don't have it, you can't play in the sandpit. You can't play. You need to have that there in order for you to be able to future-proof your business.